All right, welcome to the 294th District Court. Name is Judge Chris Martin. I call this morning's docket. When you hear your name, please say present here so I can mark you present. Julian Bahina. China Bradley. China Bradley. Giovanni Chavez Rosales. Tanya McBride.
Here.
Lena Price.
Here.
Jaime Serrante. Carlos Gatlin. John Davis. Randy Dobbins. Andrea Pullings. Noemi Esquivel. Ernest Bowie. Joshua Hand. And Kobe Heron. Is Kobe Heron here? Anyone who's present and your name has not been called, you expect to be on the docket today? All right. Do we have any agreements? Any agreements or anyone ready to come? Just Mr. Rueda, go ahead. Sorry. Just
Yes, Noemi Esquivel, Your Honor.
yes, this is cause number CR 21286. Go ahead, Mr. Rueda. Show that you set on motion for a vote.
Yes, Your Honor, we've me and the state has spoken. They're going to withdraw the motion to adjudicate. My understanding it's in the process of it being printed and signed and requesting Your Honor's signature as we speak.
It's great. You know, any other issues on the motion to withdraw that position stating?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Are we amending or doing anything on? I know he just stepped out, so we can.
Not from my under in our discussion, it was just the reinstated.
All right, court having been tendered the state's motion to withdraw the motion to adjudicate for hereby grants the motion. All right, Ms. Esquivel, the state's motion to adjudicate has been withdrawn and you are continued on community supervision. So you will be here and meet with the probation officers before you leave.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Hart, you're ready on John Robert Davis, CR 2155.
Yes, Your Honor. State and
Let's let Mr. Davis get up here so he can hear what you got to say. All right, Mr. Hart, go ahead.
state and defense have reached an agreement on the plea, Your Honor. We'd ask the court to reset it to give my client time to shut down his house and take care of some business on a abduction of some children that have been taken out of the state and he was living at home. We'd ask the court to give us about 30 days, set it for a plea.
Judge, that's our agreement. Mr. Davis is going to be entering into the safe people facility. So we would give him time to resolve whatever business he needs to before that period of time.
How much time are you requesting?
Can we get about 30 days, Judge, so that I can get the
At the court's convenience.
most important thing is the abduction of the children that's been taken out of state.
About Tuesday, June 27th at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Davis, I'm gonna order you back to the court. You're gonna report to the Benton County Justice Center. I was reported. That will be June 27th at 1:30. Okay. All right, Mr. Davis, once you sign and get the yellow copy, you're free to go, sir.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And are you ready on sir? All right, Mr. Bowie, make your way up, please, sir. You will share. You can roll it for you. Yeah, perfect. All right, this is CR 16-232, State versus Ernest Bowie, motion to revoke, go ahead, Mr. Hirsch.
Judge, I had previously promised the state, Mr. Bowie's medical records. He's provided those to me. I have them. I just need a copy of this and give it to the state. And we'd ask for,
The objection from the state.
No, Your Honor.
All right, court will grant request Mr. Bowie to Thursday, June 29th, the district docket. Okay, 9 a.m. Joshua Hand, CR 21-168. All right, Mr. Hand, set for motion for go ahead. Mr.
that's correct, Judge. I received an offer from this attorney this morning and I haven't talked to him. We're not ready to proceed. We'd ask. So,
The objection from the state.
I just want, no objection, Your Honor, but can I have just 1 second?
Yes, sir.
No objections to the reset, Your Honor. We are going to ask the court, require Mr. Hand to take a drug test.
All right, court will set Mr. Hand for the motion to revoke on June 29th at 9 a.m. All right, Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand. I'm gonna go ahead and actually go to bed things. What do you say? We'll be here. Speak to the probation officers. So you're not gonna be free to leave until either I tell you or these ladies tell you you can go, then you can go. You're good. Mr. Adams, you ready, sir? Marlowe's Gatlin, CR 21-288.
morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Well, Your Honor, I rolled in here with a little bit of unwarranted swagger, thinking we were going to have a hearing on the motion to suppress that I thought I filed. Well, I did file. Our office filed back in April. In fact, when I pulled into downtown Canton, I saw a squad car parked out in front of the courthouse, figuring that was our guy for the hearing. Mr. Woodwhite kindly informed me this morning, though, that when the motion to suppress was e-filed, our office served myself rather than the district attorney's office. And so it apparently is the case that we need to re-e-file our motion to suppress and have the proper party served.
Understand, okay. All right, court will reset Mr. Gatlin. Available on June 29th. So the next 7 inches.
Your Honor, I have a docket that morning in Smith County.
Docket, short docket, we moved it to 11.
It's well, actually, now that I look, it's 1:30 in the afternoon and it's plea docket. So if your docket is in the morning time, that should work.
Yeah, so long as Mr. Gatlin's not in custody of me. All right, court will reset Mr. Gatlin then for the picture hearing. On the motion suppressed June 29th. It'll be at 9 AM. Mr. Gatlin, I show that you're delinquent on your pretrial release conditions. Paid Friday. Paid Friday? I'll pay it Friday. Can you pay anything today? So what I want you to do is, once you sign and get the yellow copy, here and meet with Ms. Burns, and then I'll talk about the arrangements that we need to do to get that taken care of. Okay?
I think that's all I have this morning, man. Thanks, Keith.
Yes, you have anything separately?
I don't think so. I'm doing another county.
No, I don't see you.
Okay.
It's good to see you. Meetings, I'll talk to his clients, and give them some time. I'm gonna call some. Sanctions. All right, Mr. McGee, over here for sanctions court today. This is your first sanctions court hearing, I believe, is that correct? Have you talked to the probation officer? Do you know what the purpose of sanctions court is? All right. So sanctions court is a program wherein individuals who are placed on community supervision, such as yourself, if there are some violations, usually minor in nature, the probation department, their policy is not to immediately file a motion to revoke and ask the prosecutors here to argue for some kind of imprisonment or conviction, things of that nature. Rather, the program is designed to get you back to court, try to talk to you about the lack of performance on reporting or violent drug tests, not doing community service, And the purpose of the program is to try and help individuals become successful in completing their probation requirements, so they can do it, either going to jail, prison, having a conviction, among other things. So, Sanctions Board, we try to stay on top of issues, patterns that we see developing that cause people like yourself unsuccessful. And so as I look over your file today, the notes I'm receiving from the probation department is that you are non-compliant in weekly group counseling. That your attendance is not consistent. They've indicated that you have indicated that it's due to your job. And they also report that you've already been reinstated before on your probation, and you're not working any community service hours. So these are all concerns that the probation department has, that they believe that if you don't get it brought to your attention that these things have to be done, the next step will be a motion to revoke, and then you and I will not be having this conversation. Your defense attorney will be having a conversation with the state's prosecutors, arguing to me whether you get revoked. I get the sentence that you're on. Right now, you're on deferred adjudication for a state jail felony theft of property. And that carries a range of punishment of not less than 6 months or more than 2 years. And these are things that you know, okay? So these are issues that if we don't get on top of these violations will end you up in prison. All right, so the purpose for today is for you to tell me, and me to tell you what we're gonna do to make sure that that doesn't happen. Because I don't want that. States attorneys don't want that. Nobody wants that. But that's gonna be a natural result of your actions if you don't correct it, okay? So tell me why we're not working community service hours.
I told them that it's just my job. They're like really not lenient, but I've already made an agreement to have Tuesdays and Fridays off. So Tuesdays I go to the class, and then Friday I work service, and then I'm off on the weekend on Sunday. So I'm trying to.
So you have a plan in place to correct your community service.
Yes, sir. Like I've already been going to I just went like last week, Thursday. And I've been trying to switch it up.
Yeah, you have 240 hours that you're ordered to do. You've done 23. And it looks like you've been on probation since 2019.
I was gonna say, there was like a mix up. I actually was doing my community service at a church, but she said that she couldn't count, so I did like at least church, so I had to start all the way over. And then, she said that they did it in a church.
Yeah, you understand that there's rules and requirements on where you can do your community service and where you can't. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
If you don't understand that, you need to understand that. You need to get with probation.
I understand that now. She made it clear where I gotta do it, so.
So it's
I've been doing it here at the courthouse, like,
That's good. So make sure that you're following the rules that they have in place so that you do get credit for it. But a lot of times, I have this conversation with people like you that are on probation regarding community service. People think that can wait till the very end. They don't put as much importance on that. But it's just as important as staying drug free or not drinking alcohol, not committing other crimes with all people. It's not something that you can wait till the very end, because what will happen is if you wait till the very end, you're going to run out of time. You're going to run out of time, you're not going to get all these hours done. And you're either going to get revoked for that, or you're going to get your probation period extended, or you're going to get convicted and extended. None of those things are easy. All right, so I'm glad to hear that you've got a plan in place, but I just want to stress to you the importance of staying on top of the community service. That means going in on Sunday after church or something when you don't want to. Right, when I understand you're working all week, you're tired, you need rest, but your liberty is more important than your rest. Right?
yeah, it's just cause like, I'm going to court for a custody battle for my son as well, so I'm trying to get ready. And really be on top of that as well, so I'll later get court for that.
You know what judges who preside over custody cases find frustrating? Dads who are in jail. And that's going to be you if you don't do your community service. if you don't go to group counseling, if you don't attend consistently, it's gonna be very easy for that judge to determine your case if you're not there because you're in jail. That speaks volumes, right? It's gonna have a big impact. So
That's why I've been trying to switch up.
I understand all these things are difficult, but these are the circumstances that you find yourselves in, okay? So you're gonna have to figure out how to maneuver and go through those, right? So some things are gonna, many things probably are gonna have to be sacrificed, right? Your time being one of them, right? So this is what I want you to understand as you leave today. You can't do this on your schedule. Can't do it when it's convenient to you. Can't do it. You feel like you want to, right? You gotta set a plan. You gotta stick to it. You gotta accomplish all of these things according to the deadlines that were in your probation conditions that you agreed to, right? And so I'm gonna keep you in sanctions court till your probation officers tell me that they feel like you understand the importance and you're able to do your probation without court intervention, right? And the only reason I'm intervening today is because I want to prevent you from getting emotional. I feel like if I can tell you what you need to do, what's going to happen to you if you don't, it's another step in trying to keep you out of jail. And if you want to have your son, if you want to do these things, you're going to have to stay out of jail to do that anyway. Okay. So this is, I'm going to set you some goals, right? And if you don't achieve these goals, then I'm going to sanction you for your failure next time. This is the part where I try to incentivize you to do it. Okay. I'm going to give you a UA today. All right, we're going to do that. I'm going to have you come back on Thursday, July 6th. Hang on, would you tell me about your Tuesday, Thursdays?
Well, Tuesdays and Fridays, that's when I'm off.
You're off on Tuesday, so if you have to come to court, it'd be better to come on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. All right, I'm gonna bring you back on Tuesday, July 11th. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the whole month of June. All right, this is what I expect to be done. You gotta pay $60 to your probation, all right, for the month of June. All right,
They pay 60 next year.
no,
The 60 already paid.
60 you already paid, right? You gotta have 10 hours of community service. These are things that are already in your probation condition. All right, the $60 is already there. 10 hours community service is already there. Third thing is enroll in life skills class. That's already there too. The last thing is comply with weekly group counseling requirements. All of the things I've said are not extra. You've already got all those things. You just haven't done them. Here's the catch. If you don't do them, I'm going to give you sanctions. And it's going to include jail time for each one of those. So for every one of those that you don't do is going to be a day in jail. Okay. So potentially when you come back, if you haven't done any of those, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You're going to accept a sanction, 4 days in jail. Or you can say, no, I don't want to do that. And the probation department probably has to stay and file a motion for revoking probation. Okay. So this is the sanctions part of sanctions where you're being sanctioned. So right now you're on a schedule. Do these things on your own and you have it. So now you're going to do them on my schedule. So we're going to come back on Tuesday, July 11th at 9 a.m. And I get one of these sheets, got your name on there, and it tells me whether you've done these things. All of those things have to be done at least Friday before that July 11th by noon. That also goes to noon on Friday. So you can't come in and say, oh, hey, I paid everything today. It's not work. Give you enough time to get all of that taken care of. That's just for June. We'll probably have to do the same thing for July, so we can get you back on track. You understand what I'm telling you? Yes, sir. All right, so I'm not adding anything new to you. I'm just stressing the importance of doing it. Not putting you on a shorter timeline. You can't get all these things done by July 11th, but you're probably not going to do it. Okay. All right. Here's probation officer. Man, are you ready? Okay. Lena Price. All right, this is Sanctions Court, CR 2188. This process has been a while since I've seen you.
Yes, yes,
How you doing?
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Looking at your case on your sanctions court, it looks like you pay your probation fees, you pay collections. It looks like we're just still down on community service. Do we have a plan for getting caught up on community service?
Yes, we do, sir. I had talked to my job, working every day, and I got sick the last time. That's why I didn't do this last time. And I get off on Thursdays, so every Thursday I'm in service. My plan is to try to get more hours than just 10 a month.
Good. Try to get ahead. Do you have a plan on where you're gonna do them? Or are you changing around or what?
I'm still doing them at the candy first Monday, and then I'm gonna try to see where I can do them in Willen or somewhere around here too.
All right, then I'm gonna bring you, is there a certain day of the week, either Tuesday or Thursday, that is better for you to?
Tuesdays or Thursdays be fine. Thursdays, I'm. Or I don't have to work.
Let's set you on Thursday so we don't interrupt with your job, okay? I'm gonna set you for Thursday, July 6th. So what I want you to do is have at least for the month of June, granted, we're coming back in July. Okay, so at least for the month of June, minimum 10 hours to do service. You can get more, great. You need to get ahead. We're you're delinquent about 184 hours. That's just to get caught up and get you current.
Yes, sir.
So you got 360 you have to do. So 184 just to get caught up. So we need to start making a dent. But every hour you do over 10 hours, so come put that down. Every month that we go,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna fall further behind. So you can get 40 or 50 hours each month, the first Monday or something of that nature. That's the easiest way to get caught up. All right. All right, so we'll see you back on. We'll see you back on July 6th. $60 for probation, 65 for collections, 10 hours community service. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, this is Sanctions Court hearing. Cause number CR 2135, Tanya McBride. Sorry, Ms. McBride. All right, it's a couple issues that you need to work on, in your community service. You have 360 hours to do, you've done 25, so you're delinquent, it says 265 just to get caught up. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan for
I
that?
do. I am working on, I have about 6 extra, but we didn't turn those in because she got past, I was past the limit on when she actually emailed you. And I actually have receipts from payments that I done after she had turned everything in as well. For my
Well-
restitution and
Wait, I'm not ready for that yet. Just tell me about, yeah, that's fine. Just tell me about the community service. So like how many hours are you gonna try to work a month over and above the minimum to try to get caught?
trying to get at least 5 above. What I'm doing 10 plus 5, so about 15 altogether. And more if I'm able to.
All right, so now on the money, I've got here that you paid 500 to probation. Did you pay more than that or?
I did. I have another receipt for 155. Yes.
That's fine. They show that you're in compliance on that. So if you're paying over and above that, that's great. No problem with that. I show that there was no payment to court collections, the $25.
I did forget about that, so I've done some business for it as well. I made it.
Well, and if I see that you're paying significant amounts and others, I mean, 25 is still important, but I'm not gonna get worked up over that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, Mr. Brad, is I'm gonna reset you. Third day of the week, Tuesday or Thursday, that's better.
I am off on Tuesdays.
So Tuesday be better.
Yes.
All right, so let's set you for July 11th. And with minimal, what I'm looking for, you bring in over and above, that's great. Okay, minimal that I'm looking for is $325 to probation. $25 to court collections and at least minimum 10 hours of community service. All right, so what I'm gonna do is for every one of those that we don't do, it's gonna be a day in jail. Okay, and you heard me give that long spiel, and I'm not gonna give it again about sanctions court. Were you paying attention?
Yes.
You've been in sanctions court before, right?
This is my second.
This is your second, so I don't know if I gave you the speech before, but you heard it, right? So you understand why we're here. This is not punitive, this is corrective. Trying to make sure that we get you back on course. And once you establish a few sanctions court appearances and you've done what you're supposed to do, then there's gonna come a time probation department recommends letting you back on regular probation. You don't have to come up here and deal with me. Okay, you can stay out and do your community service and everything you're supposed to do. But until that time happens, I'm gonna have you come back on Tuesday, July 11th. That'll be at 9 AM. All right, Ms. McBride, sign this form. We'll give you the yellow copy. You'll see it back on July. So. That's a long. All right, Mr. Woodall, it's understanding not feeling well today. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reset you. We'll talk about all your issues on probation. After you feel better. Okay? So today is 30. I'll see what I'll see you. I'm gonna reset you. Is there a day of the week that's better, Tuesday or Thursday? Work-wise? Thursdays are better. Okay, I'll reset you then to Thursday, June 15th. Sir. Yeah, you probably need to go by there and at least check in unless, who's your probation officer? Danielle? Y'all gonna ask her if she wants to.
Just get.
Chavez, Rosales. All right, so I'm gonna, deputy police is gonna bring this, I want you to sign right here where it says defendant, we'll give you a copy, it's have a preset date. And then have a seat in the hallway and the probation officer. Good. All right, they'll be right out there, sir. We'll just take care of it, okay?
Just say limit.
Lena Price was a Tuesday, right? So she was probably. She was 30.
July 6th.
And you don't have to. You may have like. This is fine. Okay. Okay, what else? Probation here, and I looked at. Sense. According to me. Sanctions.
Right, this is call for CR 11168, State versus Joshua Ray and or her from state in defense, we reset the motion to revoke to June 29. At the defense request, no objection, from the state, there was a request to have Mr. Hand administer a urine analysis drug test. Mr. Whitehall, have you done? Yes. What were the results? Results, the test was, he was positive. Marijuana. He admitted to using marijuana. All right, the court's gonna find that Mr. Hand had violated conditions of his pre-trial release. Court will find his bail insufficient. Or some order. Thank you. It's in your best interest to make sure that you do all your communication through Mr. Schmidt, okay? All right, anything that you say could be used against your court, we have prosecutors here, so it's best, like, just hang on. I want you to follow my advice, okay? I want you to go into custody, get over there, you talk to Mr. Schmidt, and or go get it to the state, or if it's really in your best interest. Talk to talk to Mr. Schmidt. Okay. Serrante. Cause number CR 2278, State versus Tanya Serrante Jr. State has filed a motion to revoke in your case, Mr. Serrante. And I find that you requested a court appointed attorney. The court has reviewed your application and finds that at this time you're above the legal requirements for determining indigence, meaning you have more money than the law allows for legal. Okay, so what I can do, Mr. Zarate, is I can reset your case, give you time to go find an attorney to represent you, or you can represent yourself. I would recommend representing yourself. That's certainly a right that you have. Do you want time to hire an attorney?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could try to find an attorney.
Well, it won't be, try to find it.
Oh,
I'll reset you, and you either need to hire an attorney, or you need to figure out how you're gonna represent yourself. Because I'm saying I can't appoint you a court appointed attorney, because you know, you make too much money.
How would I represent myself?
This. All right, see what Mr. Trump, have a seat, and I'm gonna print out some paperwork. So it's over the names and self-representation. I'm gonna give that to you. We'll have a discussion about that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Manning. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, Judge.
You ready?
We're ready on Miss Andrea Pullings.
This is cause number 021.40. Motion to approve.
Yes, Judge, this is our first setting, after I've been appointed. I spoke to Ms. Pullings this morning. She provided me some information that I've been trying to get confirmation of in regards to her community service hours. Also been able to ascertain that she has paid off her, her probation fees. So she owes no more on probation for the remainder of her probation. She's also making a dent in her fines and court costs, and that's addresses all of the issues for her motion to revoke. We're asking for a reset that she can continue in compliance, as well as we can get some confirmation on community service hours. I think to get there, we might be able to get a resolution.
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll reset this. You need 30 days.
Judge, 30 days should be fine.
All right. We'll reset. Thursday, June 29th. I mean. Once you sign, you get a yellow copy of it.
Yes, Judge.
Randy Dobbins, CR 2158. All right, Mr. Dobbins is set on evidentiary hearing.
Yes, Judge. This is our first sitting with Mr. Dobbins after I was appointed. I received an offer for Mr. Dobbins' case last week from Ms. Heisel. I also received a new offer on Mr. Dobbins' case this morning from Ms. Curry. My client would like to consider both those offers and if make a selection on one of those offers to take at the next step.
I had evidentiary down, is that incorrect?
Judge, this, like I said, is my first setting with him after being appointed on motion to revoke.
Or any objection from the state? Mr. White?
No, Your Honor.
All right, court will reset Mr. Dobbins to Thursday, June 29th. Do you expect that day, Mr. Manning, that we'll have either an agreement or request report that you're going to.
Yes, Judge, both, part of the reason we're asking for a reset is both of the offers by the state require Mr. Dobbins to go into custody. So we're asking for a little bit of time to get his stuff situated. But either one of those resolutions, whether we go to hearing for.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dobbins, once you sign and get the yellow copy, free to go.
But I believe that this is one excuse.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Manning. Mr. Manning, do you anticipate any contested hearings?
Yes, Judge, we have Leonard Williams and Keith Lyons.
Contested hearings.
Yes, Judge, Mr. Lyons is gonna be contested, or gonna be a bond reduction that is not agreed, and then Mr. Williams is the motion to suppress.
Mr. Serrante. All right, Mr. Serrante, I'm gonna ask that, you raise your right hand, I'm gonna fix you under oath so I can ask you some questions about self-representation. Sir, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for you. All right, your name is Jaime Serrante Jr., is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Serrate, you've indicated that in this case wherein you are on community supervision and the state has filed a motion to revoke your community supervision. It appears to me that appears to me that you were placed on community supervision on August 10th, 2021 for the class A misdemeanor offense, assault causes bodily injury, a class A misdemeanor carries the range of punishment up to a maximum 1 year confinement in the county jail, a fine not to exceed $4,000. Court approved your plea agreement on that day, and placed you on community supervision for 2 years. And during that period of community supervision, the state has filed a motion to adjudicate, to adjudicate you in a legal proceeding and to revoke your community supervision. They filed that on February 3rd or 28th of this year. And in that motion to adjudicate, they have alleged what appears to be 7 separate counts of allegations against you. And have you had a chance to review that motion? Do you understand what's being alleged on how you violated your community supervision?
No, sir. I mean, I haven't seen a paper.
Okay. They've alleged in count 1 that you signed an admission form that you smoked marijuana on or about May 7th, 2021. Count 2, they allege that you signed an admission form that you drank alcohol on May 17th, 2021. And count 3, that they're alleging that you failed to report to the probation department in the months of December 2021, March 2022, April 2022, November 2022, December 2022, and January 2023. In count 4, they're alleging that you have failed to pay supervision fees for the months of September 2021, November 2021, December 2021, February 2022, October 2022, November 2022, December 2022, January 2023. Count 5, they're alleged that you have failed to pay restitution as ordered by the court for the months of September, November, December 2021, and February, October, November, December 2022, and also January 2023. Count 6, they're alleging that you failed to pay restitution. Here's that's violation of M5, also restitution for the months of September, November, December 2021, February, October, November, December of 2022, and January 2023. And then count 7, the last count of motions, they're alleging that you failed to work the minimum 10 hours of community service restitution. That's community service hours for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November 2022. So that's what the state's alleging on ways that you have violated your community supervision. So at this point, the board has inquired of you whether you want to hire an attorney to represent yourself, or if you want to hire an attorney to represent you, or if you wanted to waive your right to an attorney and seek to represent yourself. The board having already informed you that you are not eligible for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney under the 6th Amendment. And at this time, are you telling the court that you wish to represent yourself on this? Or do you want the court to reset this, give you time to talk to an attorney, and then make a decision on how you want to proceed?
Yes, sir. I'll take the time to make a decision
Okay. And I'll tell you, Mr. Serrante, if later you decide that you still want to represent yourself, I'll ask you some questions. We'll go over your age, your background, your education, your experience. If you meet those criteria, the board can still allow you to represent yourself at a later time. However, I believe it's always in one's best interest to have an attorney who is licensed in this state, who is knowledgeable about criminal law, evidentiary rules, and criminal procedure to be representing someone in a court of law. All right. So as you leave here today, I want you to understand that Mr. Woodwhack, he meets all those criteria. All right. So he is a licensed, skilled attorney that's familiar with rules of evidence, rules of procedure. He's board certified. That's who you would be going up against if you represented yourself. So there's some inherent risks and dangers doing that, but you still have the right of the Constitution to do so. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Serrante, is I'm going to reset you. Today being May 30th, I'm going to reset you until Tuesday, June 27th. At 9 a.m. You already got one of those? Yes. Okay, sorry. It's okay. So what I expect, Mr. Zarate, is that you go out and you diligently look for an attorney to talk to about these things. Hire the attorney and let them know that it is let me see your form. I want to make a note on there. I want you to take this form with you when you talk to the attorney, so they'll know what the level of the offense is that you're facing. All right, so Mr. Zarate, I'm going to give you this one back, and then I'm going to also have the probation officer bring a copy of both as the rescue. And I would ask you to take both of those to meeting with the attorney so that they can understand what it is that they're doing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'll see you back on June 27th at 9 a.m. Go ahead and have a seat in the hallway, and then the probation officer will bring you the paperwork.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so do not need will be here. Woodwide, I'm gonna reset Mr. Hearing on that range, June 7th. He's in KDC, I think his name was clear. And we put him out in the April.
That makes a certain amount of sense, Judge. The allegations are this was the one that happened in the jail. So that makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah, I had Miss Curry look it up, the name was familiar, and so I want to make sure my notice was good. And in doing so, I found it, let him out, so I had her look it up to make sure it wasn't like a failure of 1245 or something like that, so I'll go ahead and reset that.
Yes, Judge.
The only name that I know that we need to call is China Bradley. on Sanctions Court. No, I think he was positive. For the Sanctions Court, so we. All right, the board has called CR 20-1, Say versus China Bradley on the state's motion to adjudicate. Court finds that notice was sent to Ms. Bradley. Who has failed to appear when the court called the case. Name has been called loudly this evening 3 times in the courthouse by the bailiff for response. Board hereby issues a judgment on side, giving its KPS on a personal. With regards to Kobe multi-carrier, the court considered that Superior is in custody in Texas Department of Justice, so that name will not be called. Rather than one. I believe that concludes the morning docket. If we stand in recess, the afternoon docket at 1:15.